Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Study With Me. Today I'm going to explain another example of paper 1 higher level IB chemistry. It is not 100% guaranteed this question will be appear in the exam. Rather, you can treat these questions as a mock exam to check whether you are ready for the exam or to check what kind of topic that you're still struggling with, so you can go back and then do some revisions on that particular topic. If you find this video is helpful, please don't forget to subscribe and let your other friend knows about my channel to support me. And let's get started. When balanced, what is the sum of the coefficients for the equation below with the lowest whole number ratio? Here will be 3, and this will be 1, and HNO3 will be 2, and this will be 1. So the sum of the coefficient for the equation below is 7. The pressure of a volume V1 of oxygen gas is 1 times 10 to the power 5 Pascal. At constant temperature, which is Boyle's law, what becomes the pressure if V1 is half? So Boyle's law for the equation when the temperature is constant is P1 times V1 equal to P2 times V2. So P2 will be P1 V1 divided by V2. So P1 is 1 times 10 to the power 5 times V1, and V2 is half of V1. So that would be 2 times 10 to the power 5 Pascal. What is the molecular formula of a compound with an empirical formula CH2O and a molar mass of 180.18 gram per mole? For the molar mass of CH2O, it's 30. So then to find the molecular formula, we need to find that ratio first. So that would be 180.18 divided by 30. So we will get around 6. So CH2O times 6 would be C6H12O6. Which electron transition in the hydrogen atom emission spectrum emits radiation with the highest frequency? So emission is electrons decaying to a lower energy level. So that would be A will not be a case because this will be absorption. But the question here emits radiation with the highest frequency. So the highest frequency corresponds to higher energy transitions, and that discrete energy levels in the hydrogen spectrum converge at higher energies. So higher energies will be 7. So it is emission. Therefore, the answer it's B. Successive ionization energies for an unknown element are given in the table below. To which element the trend above for successive ionization energies belong to? As you can see, there is higher jump from the first ionization energy to the second ionization energy. So one electron is easy to be removed. Therefore, valence electron is 1, so comes from group 1. So we've got both Li and Na. But Li will be impossible because the electron of Li is only 3, as the electronic structure is 2 and 1, while we have fourth ionization energy. Therefore, the answer should be Na. Which statements about transition metals are correct? All transition metals have an incomplete d subshell. It is incorrect. Not really correct, because transition metals can have an incomplete d subshells or give cations with an incomplete d subshells. So it's not fully correct. Second option, transition metals always present more than one possible oxidation state. That's correct. For example, Cu plus, Cu2 plus. Transition metal can act as a catalyst. That is correct as well. So the answer is D. The absorption spectrum of a complex ion is shown below. As you can see, the peak here, that would be around 460 nanometer. So the blue light the blue light is absorbed, so the complex ion will be orange as the complementary color. Which statements about the reaction of P4O10 with water are correct? The pH of the resulting solution is below 7. That's correct because this is P comes from nonmetal, so it will form acidic oxide. So the pH will be lower than 7. And the product form is H3PO4, also correct because when P4O10 react with water, it will produce phosphoric acid. P4O10 is classified as an amphoteric oxide is incorrect. That will be aluminum oxide. P4O10 is acidic oxide. So the answer is 1 and 2 only. Which combination is correct for SF4? So SF4, that would be like this. It has 5 electron domain, so that would be triangular bipyramidal, and molecular geometry will be seesaw, and the FSF angle will be 88 degrees and 117 degrees. Why? Because there is a lone pair here, so there will be a repulsion by the lone pair, so that 120 degrees becomes 117, that 90 degrees becomes 88 degrees. So the answer will be A. Which of the following presents two resonance structure? So for benzene, we can have like this, and then we can also have like this. For CO3 2-, we will have like this, and then the other one will be like this, and then the other one will be like this. So CO3 2- will not be the answer because it has 3 resonance structure, and for ozone we'll have 2 resonance structure. So the answer will be 1 and 3 only. Which intermolecular forces cause the boiling point of ethanol to be greater than that of dimethyl ether? Ethanol, it has hydrogen bonding, and dimethyl ether has no hydrogen bond. So the intermolecular forces that makes ethanol has a higher boiling point because ethanol has hydrogen bonds. Which statement about alloys is correct? It's B. They are solution of metal. Why A is not correct? Their structure is a lattice of cations and delocalized anions. It's not anions but electrons. For C, outer shell's electrons are shared in metallic structure. It's actually not outer shell electrons, but it's a free electrons or C of delocalized electron. And alloys do not contain nonmetals. It's actually not correct because some alloys can have nonmetals, like steel contains iron and carbon. Carbon is a nonmetal. And the answer is B, because alloys usually contains a mixture of metals in homogeneous mixtures or solution. What is the correct hybridization of nitrogen in ammonium? This is ammonium. So nitrogen has 4 domain, so it's sp3. When 40 centimeter cube of 0.2 molar NaOH is mixed with 40 centimeter cube of 0.2 molar HNO3 at 25 degrees, the temperature increases to 55 degrees Celsius. So delta T would be 30. What is the expression in kilojoule per mole for the enthalpy of this neutralization reaction? Assume specific heat capacity of 4.18 joule per gram Kelvin. Density of water is 1 gram per centimeter cube. So first, this is a neutralization reaction between NaOH and HNO3. So delta H will be negative because it's an exothermic reaction, because it is a neutralization reaction between acid and base. So that's why it should be all negative. So the total volume would be 80 centimeter cube. So if we need to find the mass, so D, or density, times volume, which is 1 gram per centimeter cube times 80 centimeter cube. So we've got 80 gram. So now let's find Q, which is MC delta T divided by 1000, because it should be in kilojoule. So 80 times 4.18 times 30 divided by 1000. So now we need to find mole, which is C times V. So the concentration is 0.2. So 0.2 times 40 divided by 1000, right? 40 centimeter cube. So now to find the delta H, that would be Q divided by N. So that would be 80 times 4.18 times 30 divided by 1000 divided by 0.2 times 40 divided by 1000. So we can actually eliminate this. So that would be 80 times 4.18 times 30 divided by 0.2 times 40. So the answer would be B. What is the correct expression for the enthalpy change of the following reaction? So delta H would be delta H reactant minus product. So that would be N2, right, plus 3F2 minus 2, so NF3, so it's 2, so this is 3, so 2 times 3, so that would be 6 NF. So this will be X, this will be 3Y, this will be 6Z. So the answer would be C. Which equation represents the lattice enthalpy of magnesium oxide? The answer is A, because the lattice enthalpy expresses the enthalpy change of forming gaseous ions from 1 mole of solid crystal ionic compound at standard condition. What are the signs of entropy changes associated with this reaction? First, it's between gas to solid. So solid state is the most ordered and gas state is the most disordered. So a change in state from gas to solid increases the order, right? So this cause delta S becomes negative delta S. Okay, so delta S in the surrounding, okay, equal to negative delta H system. Therefore, delta H is smaller than 0, so delta S surroundings will be bigger than 0. So the answer will be B. Delta S system is negative, and then delta S surroundings is bigger than 0, so it's positive. Which change produced the greatest increase in the initial rate of the reaction between hydrochloric acid and magnesium? The concentration should be double, not half, because half will make the reaction become slower, and the temperature should be increased. So it will have a higher frequency of collision. Consider the mechanisms below. A plus B produce C fast, and then C produce F plus M slow. So this is the rate determining step. But okay, before that, so the rate will be here K equal to K times concentration of C. right? But however, C is the intermediate product because C depending on the A and B. So the rate of reaction would be K times concentration of A and B. The data below shows the effect of the variation of the reactant concentration on the rate the following reaction at 298 Kelvin. So this is the reaction. So first we need to find the order of reaction for concentration of A2 and then B2. So for A2, we can see this one is the same. So this double the concentration, and you can see double the initial of rate of reaction. So for A2 would be first order, and then for B2, as you can see here, so B2, so this one will be the same, so experiment 1 and 3, and then this one, so this would be 3, and then this one also would be 3, so double the concentration and double the initial rate of reaction. So for B2 also first order, so the rate of reaction K times concentration of A and then B. So K would be rate, so mole, decimeter to the power -3, and then S to the power -1, right? Divided by mole, decimeter to the power -3, mole, decimeter to the power -3. So this one, this one, this one. So the answer will be mole to the power -1, decimeter to the power 3, S to the power -1. So the answer will be B. A graph on ln K against 1 over T1 is given below. What is the correct expression for the activation energy? So as you guys know, ln K equal to ln A minus EA divided by R times 1 over T, or EA, negative EA divided by R times 1 over T plus ln A. Okay, that would be the same. And then this one will be I, and this one will be X. As you know, Y is equal to -22360x plus 25.308. So the gradient will be -22,360. Okay, so negative EA divided by R equal to gradient, right? So -22,360. So EA would be 22,360 times R, which is 8.31. But be careful because the question in kilojoule per mole, so it should be divided by 1000. So the answer will be B. What is the equilibrium constant expression for the following equation? So that would be xy4 divided by, remember this is solid so it's not included, so that would be y2 squared. Which statement is correct for a chemical reaction with delta G equal to -2900 kilojoule per mole? Okay, as we know, delta G, it's -RT ln K. It should be a spontaneous reaction because delta G is negative. So delta G would be smaller than 0. And negative RT ln K would be smaller than 0. RT ln K bigger than 0, right? R and T are always positive because R is a constant and T is an absolute scale. Therefore, ln K bigger than 0, so K bigger than 1. The answer, it's A. It is a spontaneous reaction and the equilibrium constant is greater than 1. Consider the diagram below. Which statements are correct about Cu2 plus ion? It can act as an electron pair acceptor, Okay, a Bronsted Lowry acid is proton donor. Lewis acid, electron pair acceptor. Cu2 plus as a transition metal that has the vacant d orbital cannot donate proton because it doesn't have H plus, but can accept electron pair, so acting as a Lewis acid. Therefore, this is correct. It is a Bronsted Lowry acid is incorrect because it cannot donate a proton. It forms coordinate bonds with water molecule, correct, because it will form a dative covalent bond or coordinate bond with water. What is the correct expression for ammonium's acid dissociation constant Ka? So for the reaction, that would be NH4 plus react with water will produce NH3 aqueous plus H3O plus aqueous. So Ka would be H3O plus NH3 divided by NH4 plus. So the answer would be A. Consider the pKb values in form below. What is the correct order of increasing basic strength? Okay, when pKb it's equal to negative log Kb, it means smaller Kb greater Kb. So this is to show the strength of the base. So it's dissociation of base. It means if it has greater peak Kb, the Kb will be low, so it is a weak base. And as we can see here, ethylamine has the greatest pKb. It means this is the lowest Kb, so weakest base. And the opposite, dimethylamine has the lowest pKb, so highest Kb, so strongest base. So the answer would be A. So this one, lowest Kb, weakest base. And for this one, highest Kb, therefore strongest base. Consider the acid base titration curve below. So it starts from around 3 and around 13. Okay, so the equivalent point may be around 9 equivalent point, and this one is buffer zone. Which statement about the titration is correct? Methyl orange can be used as an indicator with pKa 3.7, so pH is 3.7. So it is not suitable as the color change does not take place near the pH of the equivalence point. It's very far, 3.7, while the equivalence point is around 9. The pH at the equivalence point is 6.1. This is incorrect as well because it's more than 7 or around 8 or around 9 here based on the curve. The buffer region is at pH 4.6. Yeah, so this around 4 something. So the answer would be 3 only. Which of the following species has the greatest oxidation state for sulfur? For S8 as a free element, it's 0. Na2S, -2, +2, +1. CaSO4, +2, -8, +6. SO3 to minus -6 +4 because should be -2. So the answer is C. Which statements about molten lead bromide electrolysis are correct? So this would be BB, BR2. So for electrolysis is panic, positive anode, negative cathode. So Pb2 plus would be right here, right? Because cation will attract to the negative electrode, and then Br minus would be here. Lead is formed at the anode. Lead is formed at the anode. Incorrect. An external source of energy is needed for the electrolysis to occur, of course, because it's non-spontaneous reaction. Bromine is formed at the positive electrode. Correct. So the answer would be 2 and 3. What is the cell potential in volt for the reaction that occurs when the following two half cells are connected? So E cell would be reduction minus oxidation. So plus 0.52 is has a greater tendency to be reduced. So that would be plus 0.52 volt minus 0. That would be plus 0.52 volt. What is the amount in mole of tin deposited on the cathode of an electrolytic cell with Sn2 plus if a current of 2 ampere is run for 6 minutes? So first, it is a reduction, right, because of the cathode. So Sn2 plus aqueous plus 2 electron, Sn solid. And then we need to find Q, which is I times T. So 2 ampere times 6 minute, that should be in the seconds, right? So 60 second divided by minute. So we just leave it like this because there are 60 right here. And then now we need to associate or connect it with Faraday to determine the amount of electron in mole. So F would be Q divided by 96,500. So that would be 2 ampere times 6 minute times 60 seconds per minute divided by 96,500 C per mole. As you can see, the ratio between Sn2 plus and electron, okay, it's Sn2 plus and electron. So Sn is 1, electron is 2, right? So N or mole of Sn would be half Faraday because it's 2 electrons and 1 Sn2 plus. That would be 2 times 6, right? 2 times 6 times 60 divided by 2 times 96,500. So that would be 6 times 60 divided by 96,500. The answer is D. Which of these structures are isomers of hexane? Hexane will be C6H14. Yeah, Cn H2n plus 2. So this will be CH3, 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 CH3. This will be CH. How do I know? You know, when we check, this would be C for sure. And how many bonds? 1, 2, 3. C should be 4 bonds. So we need one more bond, which is H. The same like this here, C. 1, 2, 3. We need one more H. So that would be 4 bonds. Okay. So this would be also C6H14 if you calculate them. Here would be CH3. So C has 2 bonds. So it means we need 2 more H. That would be 4 bond of C. CH2 again, CH2 again, CH3. That would be C5H12. So this is not. CH3, 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 CH2 because 1, 2 and we need 2 more. This one 1, 2, 3, 4. So only one C. Here is C6H12. 14 I mean. So the answer is 1 and 3. Which compounds are members of the same homologous series? This one aldehyde, because CHO. This one O in the middle. So CH3, COOCH3 is ketone. This one aldehyde, this one aldehyde. So maybe this is the answer, because it has the same group, aldehyde, aldehyde. This one definitely alcohol, because there is OH. And this one ether. This one I'm not really sure. Let's do CH3, C, double bond O, CH3, yeah, ketone. Okay, for D, this is alkane. This is alkene. So the answer, definitely B. Ethanol is oxidized in the presence of acidified potassium potassium dichromate, heating under reflux. Which combination is correct for the chemical reaction occurring? Under reflux is ethanoic acid. Be careful. If it's ethanol, it's distillation. So it's between C and D. Now what about the color? CR2 here, negative 14, plus 2, plus, that would be 12, so plus 6. Okay, so CR6 has an orange color. After redox reaction, it will form Cr3 plus, which is Cr3 has a green color. So the color change is orange to green. The answer is C. Which statement about the chemical reaction between C6H14 and bromine water are correct? This one, alkane. So alkane can react with bromine, okay, in the presence of UV light, and the reaction is a free radical substitution reaction. So it is correct for for the first option. For the third option, it is incorrect because it's a free radical substitution, is not addition. So 3 is incorrect. Now the second one. Bromine water is decolorized as the reaction occurs. Be careful. I know when bromine water is decolorized is to differentiate between alkene and alkane, right? So if it's bromine water decolorized, it means it is alkene. But in this case, we are talking about alkane and bromine under the presence of UV light. So it means there is a free radical reaction and bromoalkanes are formed. Because there is a reaction between alkane and bromine that is produced bromoalkanes, it means bromine water is decolorized because it is not an addition. So it is a free radical substitution under presence of UV light. Still, the bromine water will be decolorized because there is a reaction that is occurred. So the answer would be B. 1 bromopropane and 2 bromopropane. 1 bromopropane would be, first let's do the reaction, plus HBr. So we've got 2 product. So Br here, CH3, so this would be 2 bromopropane. And then for this one, CH2, CH2, Br. So this one, bromopropane, okay? 1 bromopropane and 2 bromopropane are 2 possible products for the reaction between propene and hydrogen bromide. Which of the statements below about these reactions are correct? It is an addition reaction. Correct, right? Because it's alkene with hydrogen bromide. The major product is 2 bromopropane. Also correct. Why? Because when it is 2 bromopropane, the carbocation or carbocation intermediate, it's more stable because it's attached to the 2 alkyl. But for 1 bromopropane, the carbocation intermediate, it's a primary carbocation, so it is because it is attached to 1 alkyl only. So 2 bromopropane is more stable, or it is a major product compared to 1-bromopropane. What about if we have tertiary carbocation intermediate? So tertiary carbocation intermediate, even more stable compared to the secondary carbocation intermediate. The electrons from C double bond C bond in propene react with the hydrogen HBr. Correct, right? So the answer will be 1, 2, and 3. Which compound exhibits optical isomer? Would be B. So that would be CH3, and then C, OH, and CH2, CH3, and this would be H. Okay, CH2, CH3, this one, CH, OH, and CH3. So what about the optical isomers? So that would be C, CH3, and then H, and then CH2, CH3, and then OH. So this would be CH3, OH. So this would be H, and CH2, CH3. A student conducted an experiment to find an enthalpy change of a chemical reaction and obtained 56 kJ per mole. The literature value is negative 98 kJ per mole. What is the percentage error? That would be the literature value, absolute, minus experimental value divided by literature value times 100. Okay, so 98 minus 56 divided by 98 times 100%. So that would be B. Which statements about ethanoic acid are correct? Ethanoic acid CH3, C double bond O, OH. Its index of hydrogen deficiency is 1. So IHD half times 2C minus plus 2 minus H minus N plus X. Half times 2 times 2 plus 2 minus 4, which is 1. MR would be C2H4O2, which is 60, correct. It can be obtained when ethanol reacts with acidified potassium dichromate by distillation, incorrect. Ethanoic acid can be obtained by oxidize the ethanol, which is primary alcohol, through or under reflux, not distillation. Distillation to produce ethanol or aldehyde. So the answer is C. The HNMR high resolution spectrum of an organic compound with molecular formula C4H9Cl presents 4 phenols. One of the phenol is doublet. What is the name of this compound? Let's draw 4 options. So the first one would be A, would be CH3, CH2, 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 Cl. B, CH3, CH2, CCl, H, CH3. And for C, that would be C, CH3, and this H, CH3, and then CH2, Cl. For D would be C, CH3, C, CH3, C, H3, and then Cl. This one is not because it has one phenol, right? This is symmetrical, so D is not. And then for C, this is 1, this is the same, this and this is same, so 1, 2, 3, so 3 phenol, so is not. And now here, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 phenol. Okay, let's see B, 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we need to find which one that has doublet. So doublet, it needs to be next to CH. So only this has CH, so this will be doublet, this will be doublet. So the answer would be B. All right, so that's all for the explanation for the another example of predictions question for paper 1 higher level IB chemistry. Again, it is not guaranteed 100% this question will be appear in the exam, but instead you can treat this as a mock exam to check whether you are ready for the exam or not, and to check what kind of topic that you are still struggling with, as these questions are kind of follow the IB exam style question. So it is highly recommended for you to go over these questions. If you find this video is helpful, please don't forget to subscribe and let the other friend knows about my channel to support me. Thank you for watching, and bye.